Viewers, the latest news about Ethiopia, Amhara, and Tigray region is that viewers, in previous video I informed you that Tigray People's Liberation Front spokesman Getachew Reda and Tigray President Dr. Debretsion Gebremichael said that Tigray Defense Force soldiers withdrew from Amhara and Afar region. And the United States has said that it hopes the retreat of Tigray Defense Force in Ethiopia to their northern stronghold opens the door to border diplomacy. And if we do see a movement of the Tigrayan forces back into Tigray, that is something we could welcome. State Department spokesman Ned Price said after the Tigray Defense Force announced its retreat. Because it's something we would call for, and we hope it opens the door to broader diplomacy. And the State Department was unable to confirm the withdrawal by the Tigray People's Liberation Front, which had advanced in recent months to the neighboring regions of Amhara and Afar. And we are aware of reports of Tigrayan withdrawal from some regions of northern Ethiopia. And we have long, as you know, urged the cessation of hostilities, including the return of Tigray People's Liberation Front forces to Tigray, Price said. And adding that the United States also urged a negotiated resolution to the conflict. Whereas on the other hand, Abe responded to Tigray's olive branch by escalating drone strikes in central capital Mekelle, Koram, and Mechiu in last 24 hours. And eyewitnesses say these attacks are by far the most vicious and extensive since the outbreak of the war. And the drones are now attacking in swarms indiscriminately. And today, according to the latest reports, 21st December, drone airstrikes kill at least 28 people in Ethiopia's Tigray region, and the target of the drone and air attacks was a market in the town of Almata in Ethiopia's embattled Tigray region. And yesterday, 20th December, aftermath of a drone strikes in Malazat on a minibus which was filled with civilians, and a drone attack in Malazat bordering Afar region targeted a public transport minibus that killed 30 people. And there were similar attacks against civilians in Mechiu and Koram in southern Tigray. And it seems time for the world to say no to another round of genocide in Tigray. Viewers, on the other hand, Oromo Liberation Army claimed a big victory against Ethiopian army near Addis Ababa. Oromo Liberation Army claimed that 7 enemy's cars is destroyed by Oromo Liberation Army forces around Darba cement factory, the areas that located near to Ethiopia's capital Addis Ababa, and claimed that the journey to Addis Ababa is successfully continued by Oromo Liberation Army. Viewers, after Ethiopia's embattled Prime Minister pulled off a stunning military victory earlier this month, reversing a Tigray Defense Force march on the capital that threatened to overthrow him, and he credited the bravery of his troops. Ethiopia is proud of your unbelievable heroism, the jubilant leader Abiy Ahmed told his troops on the battlefront at Kambolcha on 6 December. You are our confidence when we said Ethiopia would never lose. Because in reality, the reason for the reversal in Mr. Abey's fortunes was hovering in the skies above. A fleet of combat drones recently acquired from allies in Persian Gulf region, and elsewhere who are determined to keep him in power. And over the past 4 months, the United Arab Emirates, Turkey, and Iran have quietly supplied Mr. Abe with some of the latest armed drones, even as the United States and African governments were urging a ceasefire and peace talks. Because according to two Western diplomats who have been briefed on the crisis and spoke on condition of anonymity. Because the motives of Mr. Abe's suppliers varied: to make money, to gain an edge in a strategic region, and to back a winner in the sprawling conflict that has engulfed Africa's second most populous nation. But the impact of the drones was striking, pummeling Tigray Defense Force and their supply convoys as they pushed down a major highway toward the capital Addis Ababa. Because the Tigray Defense Force have since retreated roughly 270 miles by road to the north, erasing months of battlefield gains. On Sunday, the Tigray leader Debretsion Gebremichael told the United Nations he had ordered an immediate withdrawal of all forces to the borders of Tigray, citing, among other factors, the drones provided by foreign powers. In a letter to Secretary General Antonio Guterres, Mr. Debretsion called for a ceasefire, followed by peace talks. And we trust that our bold act of withdrawal will be a decisive opening for peace, he wrote in a statement. On Monday, his spokesman said that a wave of Ethiopian airstrikes inside Tigray had killed 18 civilians and wounded 11. And an Ethiopian government spokeswoman did not respond to questions about the use of drones. Because the demonstration of drone power confirmed that Ethiopia's year-old conflict, largely a regional affair until now, has been internationalized, and it adds the country to a growing list of conventional conflicts like those in Libya and Nagorno-Karabakh, where combat drones have become a significant factor in the fight, or even the dominant one. Increasingly, unmanned systems are becoming a game changer, said Peter W. Singer, an expert on drone warfare at New America, a research group in Washington. Because it's not just about the raw capability of the drones themselves, it's the multiplying effect they have on nearly every month human and system on the battlefield. For Mr. Abe, the drones arrived just in time. He launched a military campaign in Tigray in November 2020, a year after he won the Nobel Peace Prize, in coordination with the leader of neighboring Eritrea. But his forces suffered a humiliating defeat last summer when Tigray Defense Force forced them from Tigray, then started to push south. But late November, the Tigray Defense Force were approaching the city of Debre Birhan, about 85 miles north of Addis Ababa. But they could go no further. Swarms of drones appeared overhead, streaking soldiers and supply convoys. General Tsadkin, a leading Tigrayan commander, said in an interview with the New York Times. At one time, there were 10 drones in the sky, he said. You can imagine the effect, and we are an easy target. And Mr. Abe built his drone arsenal by tapping the sympathy of foreign autocrats and a booming segment of the global arms trades. Even as he talked about negotiation, Mr. Abe was turning to other countries to bolster his military. Nearly every day, cargo flights arrived from a military base in the United Arab Emirates, one of Mr. Abe's closest allies. And the Emirates had trained Mr. Abe's Republican Guard and provided crucial military support at the start of the war, and running drones strikes that took out Tigrayan artillery and weapons depots. A Western official and a former Ethiopian official said. The Mirage strikes stopped in January after President Biden came to power under pressure from Washington, but they have resumed in recent months, largely in the form of the latest Chinese made drones, the official said. And the Mirage drone strikes under the direction of the National Security Advisor Tahnoun bin Zayed Al Nahyan appear to be a snub to American diplomatic effort to end the war. American officials say they are trying to draw the UAE into peace efforts as an ally, but that cooperation is limited. In a meeting with the United States regional envoy Jeffrey Feltman earlier this week, Sheikh Al Nahyan denied that his country was shipping weapons to Ethiopia. And American official with knowledge of the meeting said. By contrast, Mr. Abe's dealings with Turkey have been relatively open. He signed a military pact in August with Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, whose Bayraktar TB2 drone played a decisive role in Azerbaijan's victory over Armenia. It is manufactured by a company run by Mr. Erdogan's son-in-law, and Turkish drones are attractive to many African countries seeking battle-tested, relatively cheap hardware with few strings attached. Even in Africa, everywhere I go, they want UAV. Mr. Erdogan boasted in October after a tour of Nigeria, Togo, and Angola. Drones are also known as unmanned aerial vehicles. After Bayraktar drones appeared in Ethiopia recently, Turkish officials insisted the drone sale was a purely commercial activity. Defense and aviation exports to Ethiopia rose to $95 million this year, up from $235,000 in 2020, and the Turkish exporters assembly reported. So viewers, so far the latest update. For more latest update, please subscribe channel. Thanks for watching.